September is stacked with new games, and there's a very good chance that at least one of these games will end up becoming your next obsession. In this video, we're going through the biggest games launching in September 2026. What makes each one interesting, and which release should you actually have on your radar? This is Marvel's Wolverine. A chunk of this game's early build got dumped online years before anyone saw it officially. This is Insomniac's follow-up to the Spider-Man games, except instead of web-slinging around New York, you're the man Logan, hunting a cybernetic mercenary group called the Reavers, who are trafficking captured mutants to a billionaire named Bolivar Trask. It's PS5 exclusive, and it's a straight single-player action-adventure. And people have been picking apart leaked Wolverine versus real Wolverine already because of the leak. The massive leak exposed early development assets, videos, and screenshots from the game. But that was 3 years ago, so take it as you wish. The official launch is September 15th on PS5. This is RuneScape, Dragonwilds, Jagex's survival crafting spin-off, up to 4 players exploring the continent of Ashenfall, hunting the Dragon Queen Kuldra. It's been in early access since last April, and already crossed 1 million sales, which is wild for a spin-off of a 20-year-old MMO. September 15th, it leaves early access entirely and jumps to consoles for the first time. Full crossplay across PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch 2. The community reception's genuinely mixed, though. Some reviewers love the Valheim-adjacent survival loop, but there's a real chunk of the player base saying it leans too hard on genre tropes it hasn't earned yet. We'll see if the 1.0 patch changes that conversation. This is Control Resonant, Remedy's sequel to Control. You're not playing Jesse Faden anymore. This time, you're her brother Dylan, freshly released from FBC custody into a Manhattan that's tearing itself apart. The biggest shift here is combat, because the first game was a shooter. This one's melee first, built around a shape-shifting weapon called the Aberrant and a full RPG skill tree. Remedy's calling it their biggest game yet, 30 to 50 hours, and honestly, the demo footage backs that up. I'm mostly hyped about this game, though there's a vocal group of original Control fans nervous the gunplay identity is just gone. It's out September 24th on PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Silent Hill Townfall. For the first time in ages, it's not set in Silent Hill. You play as Simon Ordell, waking up in a foggy Scottish town called St. Amelia, using a CRTV radio instead of the classic static box to sense monsters. This is also the first mainline Silent Hill told entirely in first person, which has genuinely split the fan base. Some people are into the Resident Evil 7 style shift. Others think it kills the series' signature camera dread. Developed by Screen Burn, the studio formerly known as No Code, and it's coming September 24th on PS5 and PC. No Xbox version confirmed. Dawn of War 4 is a classic real-time strategy game from King Art Games. It features classic base-building real-time strategy, back to the roots after Dawn of War 3 face-planted in 2017. 4 factions at launch: Space Marines, Orcs, Necrons, and Adeptus Mechanicus making their series debut. The campaign is huge, with more than 70 missions, and each faction has its own campaign that connects into one overarching story. You can also play the campaign cooperatively, and multiplayer fans aren't being forgotten. Dawn of War 4 includes competitive multiplayer, skirmish, and the return of Last Stand. The game also introduces systems like unit veterancy, where surviving units become stronger, along with destructible environments, cover, garrisoning, and brutal new combat animations. The game launches September 17th exclusively on PC. Minecraft Dungeons 2. The game takes you across the overworld in completely new locations, as you try to stop a new evil from spreading chaos across 2 different worlds. Combat is getting deeper too, with new enemies, new missions, legendary gear, weapons, armor, and artifacts that let you build your character around different playstyles. The trailer teased a portal inside an ancient city lighting up, which has the community spiraling with theories about what that actually unlocks. That portal's been an unsolved mystery in base Minecraft for years, so people are treating this like a lore event. It's day 1 on Xbox Game Pass, and it's coming to basically everything. Developed by Probably Monsters, Crimson Moon takes place in the gothic city of Gildenark, which has been overrun by demons, undead, vampires, and horrifying hellgrowth creatures. You play as a Nephilim, half human, half angel, fighting through the fallen city of Gildenark alone or in 2-player co-op, with your shared health pool scaling the difficulty depending on how many of you show up. It has Souls-inspired melee, replayable missions, and boss tracks composed by actual metal musicians. The game is built around replayable missions, where successful runs unlock new missions, modifiers, gear, and abilities. The game launches September 1st on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. This is Halloween, one of my favorite franchises of all time. One player becomes Michael Myers. 4 play the residents of Haddonfield trying to survive the night. Classic asymmetric horror, but it's the first time this exact formula has had the actual film IP behind it, John Carpenter and Malik Akkad both involved. Player versus player tension is the entire pitch. Michael can vanish and reappear using a shape dash ability, and survivors have to guide NPCs to safety and find a working phone before he catches up. The game launches September 8th on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. If you're looking for a fun co-op game to play with friends this year, Trine 6 Together in Time is definitely worth keeping an eye on. This is Frozen Bytes' co-op puzzle platformer. Up to 4 players, and 2 brand new heroes joining the classic trio after a heist gone wrong binds their fates together. The story follows these heroes as they try to restore powerful magic that's gone wrong, while a dangerous warlock attempts to reclaim it. And the puzzles are specifically designed so that every player has a meaningful role. The game launches September 17th across PC, PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and Switch 2. Hot Wheels. Infinite Rush is a fast-paced multiplayer racer from Milestone, the studio behind several major racing franchises. The game takes the classic Hot Wheels formula and puts it into a huge open world filled with loops, jumps, ramps, and crazy tracks. And there are plenty of cars to collect. The game features a large roster of Hot Wheels vehicles, with each one having different characteristics and abilities, meaning choosing the right car can make a big difference on the track. You can also customize your vehicles and unlock new content as you progress. Multiplayer is a major part of the experience, with online races where you can compete against other players and prove who's the fastest. And if you prefer playing with friends locally, the game also includes split-screen multiplayer. Hot Wheels Infinite Rush is currently scheduled to release in 2026 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault. Shopkeeper by day, dungeon crawler by night. Now rebuilt in full 3D isometric instead of the original's pixel art. It's been in early access since last November, sitting at 80+% positive. And September 2nd, it hits 1.0 with a proper ending. You play as Will, the shopkeeper from the original Moonlighter, who finds himself trapped in a mysterious new world. During the day, you'll run your shop, sell the loot you've collected, manage your inventory, and decide which items are worth keeping or selling. But at night, you'll head into dangerous dungeons known as the Endless Vault, where you'll fight enemies, discover rare treasures, and search for valuable loot. Console players get it for the first time here too. This is the Blood of Dawnwalker, from Rebel Wolves, a studio full of Witcher 3 veterans, and you will notice this immediately. You're Cohen, human by day, vampire by night, with 30 in-game days to save your family from the vampire lord who's taken over your valley. The story begins when a powerful vampire lord called Brensis takes control of the region of Vale Sangora, and you have only 30 days and nights to save your family. The clock only moves when you take meaningful action, so it's less a countdown and more a resource you're managing. You can explore the open world, complete quests in different orders, make important choices, and decide how Cohen develops his supernatural abilities. It's already crossed 2 million wishlists and went gold back in July. September 3rd on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS. This is Onimusha, Way of the Sword. First new entry in the series in over 20 years, and Capcom just moved the release date up 3 weeks. Always a good sign, not a bad one. You're Miyamoto Musashi, wielding the Oni gauntlet against demons called Genma in a demon-warped Edo-era Kyoto. Capcom's leaned away from Souls-like combat on purpose, sticking to the series' original melee and soul absorption roots, although some Gamescom attendees said it still doesn't quite feel like the Onimusha they remember. Directors asked people to keep an open mind. Aniimo is a free-to-play, open-world creature collecting game, except instead of just catching things, you literally twine with them and become the creature to use its abilities in the world. There's real-time PvE alongside player versus player battles once you're out of the early zones. Cross-platform between PC, console, and mobile, so your progress follows you everywhere. The community's been through 2 closed betas already, and this game screams Pokemon clone, basically at this point. The game launches September 16th on PC, PS5, Xbox Series XS, iOS, and Android. This upcoming tactical FPS game is built around massive 100-player warfare. The game is called Wardogs. It's coming with tactical combat and destruction. You and dozens of other players will fight across huge battlefields where teamwork and strategy matter. There's vehicle combat, base building, and every match creates its own unique story. The main mode features 3 teams battling for control. A key feature is the economy system, which lets you buy weapons, vehicles, and gear using cash earned through teamwork. Every revive, transport mission, and objective capture helps you earn more money for future battles. You can spend big on powerful equipment, or save your cash for the perfect moment to change the course of the war.